sleep on decision. Yes, the function come off it, teach them all a lesson. Me say, when we fire drum and bass, how we mash up the place.
And we're back to the Point Where podcast. I'm Bert.
Scott Balls.
And we have here...
Kevin.
Oh, which one's yours?
This one's mine.
Yeah, one's, yeah.
All right. wait a minute. There we go. That should be good now. All right. Pull it up to wherever it's comfortable. You know, you got to get it up there. And Can you hear us?
Good.
You hear us okay?
How's that? Is that better?
Pretty good. Kevin married my mom's friend. And so by default, he's here. So we wanted to get your perspective on this election. You know what I mean? Being from overseas and stuff like that. And I want to know how, like, we're viewed as far as this election goes. Do you think, like, America as opposed to England?
I try to stay out of politics.
Speak freely.
Yeah, I try to stay out of politics. But I was a police officer in England for over 20 years. Politics mattered because it affected my pay, my conditions.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as I finished, as soon as I was retired, I made a promise to myself I'm going to stay away from politics because it used to get me so angry. So the last time Mr. Trump was in, I was part of his security detail.
Oh, yeah?
When not his close security detail, it was lining the route, as it were, kind of detail when he visited the UK. So, yeah, and it's just, it all mattered to me then. It was, American politics are so much bigger than UK politics. Massively.
Massively.
Yeah, massively. But it's highlighted in the UK. Any US politics is really highlighted. You see, so there's no getting away from it. So if you went over there to visit, you'd still be hearing everything you're seeing here today, and you'd see it over there. So, I mean, I suppose what happens in America affects what happens in the UK.
So the impact, is so you guys pay attention.
Yeah.
That's I mean, good. I just like, it's only been 1 week that he was sworn in, you know what I mean? And we always take everything with a grain of salt because you never know what's real, what's not.
Everything that's being said there's always a spin on it.
Anything.
Yeah.
Whether it's positive, negative,
exactly.
It doesn't matter. But it's like some of the extremes and then you hear the I told you so's and you know what I mean? Like some of the extremes that he's doing, like he's giving ICE it's almost like no jurisdiction.
Yeah, so pretty much what he allowed was that the big thing that people are bitching about is that he's allowing ICE to go into churches and schools in order to apprehend illegal immigrants. The thing that they're not saying though is that the whole reason was for the violent ones that they're worried about.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of what they're focusing on. Like there was
so they are checking with their histories in other countries.
That's what they're doing
like
first.
That.
They said that. That's how they're rolling it out. Like the first people we're going after.
Yeah, because they had this big thing in Newark and it was only 4 people. Like they went after 4 people.
Yeah.
Like,
do you know how many illegal immigrants are in Newark? You got 4.
But we're like you said, if they're only looking for the violent ones, then that's a positive.
It's the ones we have to worry
like,
about. Yeah, it's the ones that people probably should be a little like, hey, we really need to look into these guys.
And we always say every other country has borders. Like, why is it so hard for Americans to?
It's not. It's not hard for Americans.
Isn't the Canadian border way more strict than fucking?
Oh yeah, well,
than we are.
Didn't used to be
the Mexican border. Yeah.
Didn't used to be, but now it is. Now it's crazy. Like if you have a traffic, like I'm probably bullshit, but I think one of my friends had a DWI, and they wouldn't let him in to Canada.
Yeah,
he went to the border and like they checked his shit and they're like, no, you can't come in. You have a DWI. He was like going skiing. He's like, what?
But it's just rules, like you know what I mean. Like I don't know why. I don't know.
Yeah,
but if you bend them and let everybody, you know,
there's always a something that costs you money. So if you're going to go cross a border and they ask you a set of questions, have you ever been arrested? Have you ever been convicted?
Yeah.
Some people who have been arrested always put no.
Yeah.
How are they going to know? How are the Canadians going to know if I'm crossing over for a day trip? But it's the people that tell the truth that put yes. Then they're probably. It's like I know with the US, if you come from another country to the US and you're using the waiver program. So the United Kingdom, Ireland, there's quite a few countries that have you don't need a visa. You just come here. You're allowed in for 90 days to visit. And but there's a set series of questions. And one of them is, have you ever been arrested? So now in the UK, you get arrested. You can be arrested for everything. You can be arrested on the street, not taken to a police station, dealt with on the street, and then what we call de-arrested. But that's the fact that you have been arrested. You should answer yes to these questions. Now, all the US requires then is that you apply for a tourist visa then through the embassy at so many hundreds of UK pounds. It's like a money-making thing. They'll interview
It's the same
you.
thing. Like Catholic Church, they don't believe in divorce. But if you pay $500, we'll forgive that divorce.
Yep.
And let you let the church and the children marry you again. I'm telling you, it's all like he said. It's just a fucking money grab.
It's an easy way to make money.
Insane.
Yeah, they're like, oh, that's against God, but for $500,
$500, I'll talk to God. Right?
Yeah.
talk to God for you.
Let me go see what he says.
I'll be
right back.
go in that curtains.
It's cool. It's cool now.
He said it's cool for $500. But yeah, that's a real thing.
That's fucking nuts, bro.
Yeah. But it's right. It's the same kind of thing. It's like, all right,
pay lots of money and you can
if you
come
got
in.
$500, I don't care what you fucking did over there.
And that's exactly it.
And then people just stay because that's like people worry about the border and there's like, oh, there's a crisis at the border and I don't know because I don't really follow that shit. But don't most people just come here legally and then just stay and become illegal immigrants?
Yeah, they get
whatever.
tourist visa.
Tourist, whatever, and they just fucking
or
stay.
Student visa and just stay, or
I wonder what the percentage is that as opposed to people just crossing the border.
Well, that it was more like that before because it was harder to just cross the border before because the border security was a lot better. Now
it's
there was no border security and there was allowing floods of people in.
He just sent like 15,000 people down there, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
I read somewhere yesterday. It was on the news that an ICE agent they'd done a raid. Now I'm trying to get this right, but one of the people they were interested in produced U.S. military ID, and the ICE agent would not accept that as proof of who he was. So he ended up getting arrested. I don't know the outcome of it.
That's crazy.
But
They process you, and then in that process, they might let you go. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, they'll still take you in, but they might let you go.
If it's a
valid military
ID.
That's what I'm saying. You know what it looks like.
It's
You know what to look for. You
and
should,
it's
at
easily
least, if
verifiable.
At the very least, you should be able to fucking scan it. Like, these people need
Or call somebody.
but they need the proper equipment, right? Like,
Yeah.
they need to fucking do this the right way. You know,
you should be able, if you're a federal agent, you should be able to get in touch with the right people at like whoever it may be at the Pentagon or whoever who's keeping like that would be the Pentagon,
you got people scared. They're like I'm carrying my citizenship with me just in case, like I get like stopped or whatever, carrying it with me so that I don't go through that process. Like, we're gonna take you in and then you could prove it later because that's probably how it's gonna go. You know what I mean?
You're gonna be
detained for a little bit and then they're gonna fucking make you prove it that way. But you have your shit on you, and I don't know how to feel about that. You know what I mean? Like, damn, you've been here since you were fucking 18. You're 70 years old now, and you got to fucking carry this shit with you. You've been a citizen since you were 18 years old.
I mean, it's because of bad policy. That's really what it comes down to.
It goes to two extremes.
It's what I'm saying. Like, you went from one extreme to the next, and now this is the inevitable consequence. Eventually, we'll meet back in the middle at some point. The pendulum always swings.
I hope.
You know what I mean? But no, I mean this. I feel like this is like a normal part of just like human history, like how things sway one way real far, and then they fall back in the middle. Like when you had World War II is a perfect example. How things got really out of fucking control for a long time. And then they kind of swung back to the middle for a little bit, and now Before it got better, and you had the '90s, which were fucking the best time to ever fucking live ever.
That's when I first lived here. Yeah,
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
you've been back and forth
I've
a
been-
couple
yeah,
times.
Yeah. So
How old were you when you
I
first
just want
came?
to say for the record, I am a permanent resident. I'm allowed to be here.
We don't believe in that anymore.
I'm allowed to be here. So,
If you didn't know, this was actually an ambush. ICE is on its way.
yeah.
One thing you can worry about is we have like 3 people that watch this. So yeah.
I'm allowed to be here.
All 3 of you, listen up. Mom,
All 3 of you, mom. Right? Your mom, my mom, and my mom's friend.
Yep. Your mum's friend's allowed to be here.
She's
too.
definitely going to watch
Yeah.
it.
She will.
Yeah, you got to make sure you let everybody know in the UK.
Yeah, but this is my second time around living here, and all I can say is I've done it right, so I don't know the difficulties in
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Well, you know.
what people are doing. So
Yeah.
it's
But you were a Pleasantville cop for a while, right?
yeah, I was a reserve officer in Pleasantville. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
So,
So
yeah, he's done his.
I did my time.
Did your
yeah,
time?
I did my time. Yeah, so I came here in the 90s. I was young. I wanted to be a cop. I joined the Pleasantville Reserves for a few years. And went from there. I ended up going back to the UK.
When did you leave?
Through
Like, how long?
choice. Around 2000, 2001.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I went back and I started a family over there, and ended up just staying and not necessarily forgetting about living here, but
It was on the back burner. But you always wanted to come back?
Yeah,
or-
I always wanted to come
Always
back.
come
Yeah,
back. Okay.
always wanted to come back, and it was just circumstances dictated that I was gonna join the police over in the UK, and that's what I did.
Yeah.
And I got I did just over 20 years in the police in the UK, and got medically pensioned, and thought, well, I'm going to come back and pick up my old life. So because it was the government and all the changes over there that sent me coming back. So it was like, yeah.
Oh, we're glad you came.
Thank you.
I'm sure my mom's friend's loving it.
Yep.
I got to mention her every once in a while.
I wanted to ask you about the whole thing with the social media posts and people getting arrested over in the UK for this. I don't know if you know if you have any inside knowledge on it.
Yeah, I know. So that's when the people are. So it was the attack on those children in Stockport, I believe, a place in the UK. Can't remember the place exactly, but there was an attack by. At first, they would not say who had done the attack and who had done it, but all that came out about it was that people believed it was a refugee.
Okay.
So there were, not allowed to say riots in the UK and stuff like that because it doesn't happen.
Protest.
Yeah, there were
Mostly peaceful.
incidents of public disorder that broke out.
I love it.
That broke out.
Public disorder.
I love the semantics.
How politically correct am I still?
Dude, you're doing a great job.
What it was, there were riots that broke out, and in typical UK police fashion, they tried to smooth over it by telling everyone, "Oh no, it's not what you think," but they just wouldn't be forthcoming. Now, on the news now, there's everything about this person that, it says about his background and stuff like that, and how he murdered 4 children, but they still refuse to say it's what they call terror related. So there was a refusal to say that, and that is quite popular in the UK to say when it is a clear terrorist attack.
Yeah.
They gave me training, and they gave me training to identify these sort of things, but God forbid that you actually say it. And it's you can
hurt people's feelings, man.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
You gotta be careful.
that is what it boiled down to. So yeah, that's
sensitive.
yeah. It was very you couldn't say it. You couldn't say what was right in front of your face because people say, "Oh no, you may upset someone."
So if you said that on social media, you started to get.
And then people would put social media. Now so there's a Public Order Act in the UK. I don't know if there's anything like it here. I don't know, but it's you cannot swear, you cannot display any kind of actions that will be unlawful or anything like that. And it's some of it's written is that you cannot display any writing sign. So if you've got a handwritten sign with like "Go F yourself" on it, you'd be arrested for that. You'd be arrested under the Public Order Act.
Sheesh.
That's
That's wild.
so weird.
But in the UK, man, a lot of them get on the same page. The public moves the laws over there, man. It's not like here where we're so fucking divided. And we can't.
Everyone's so delicate over there about it. You know, it's like I always said, everybody is okay with everybody else being policed, but them.
Oh, so when it comes personal, then it's a problem.
Someone came up to me and said that person over there just you know, oh, he called me a name and it's upset me, it's hurt my feelings. They would expect me to go deal with them. But if that person said, well, they started it first by calling me a name, and if I turn my attention back to them, I'm looking at the end of a complaint and everything about my behaviour. That's what it is. Everyone in the UK seem to want, they like everyone else policed but themselves. And that's the way I put it. So it was, and that's what it was like. And it's those posts. People took to social media, put the posts, and the police knocked on their door. And they were putting people in prison over these posts.
That's fucking crazy.
And that's the free speech shit that we talk about.
Yeah.
To make room in these prisons, they let child sex offenders out.
Oh, my God.
Domestic violence suspects. They released them all from prison, some dangerous offenders, to make room for someone who wrote something about, oh, we need to get rid of all these people, these immigrants that are turning into terrorists. Stuff like that, and people that make their point. So
For expressing an opinion.
It's dangerous.
Like you're letting go violent offenders.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yep.
It is.
Amazing.
Yep.
It just shows you how, like, this is what I'm saying. It shows you exactly how far a pendulum can swing.
Yeah.
You know, this is the far left extreme right now. That's insane.
Yeah.
To think that somehow you justify letting go violent criminals to lock up people whose opinion you don't agree with.
Yeah.
That's it.
Or language you don't agree with.
They would say that because they gave their opinion, it incited violence to happen. So because of what you said, because of what you wrote, it then caused Mr. Smith, who you do not know, to go out and commit criminal acts on behalf of what you said on the post because you were right. So therefore, the police will arrest you and Mr. Smith.
This is also a very
For influence.
new. This is also a very new concept of somehow everybody is responsible for everybody else's actions.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a perfect example as bartenders.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Oh yeah, we're the accountables.
Yeah, we're the ones who are the most accountable because
Serving the drinks.
we're serving the drinks to grown
Adults,
people who are apparently children
Yeah.
when they come to a bar. Like they no longer are adults; they are now children. I have to supervise, and watch.
Especially in New Jersey.
Yeah, it's such a strange concept, you know.
It really is.
And it's new. It's definitely newer. Yeah, I mean, it's a newer thing. I want to say it started late 90s, early 2000s when like all the responsibility started being put on different people for the actions of others.
The blame game.
Yes.
Instead of someone, there's no such thing as there's no such thing as you could say a car accident, car crash. It's a car. No, it's no longer a car accident. It's a collision because an accident means that someone isn't at fault.
Yep.
In a collision, somebody's at fault. Someone's got to pay for that.
Yep.
So,
And this is how, and the legal system, wrapped up was like, oh, we can make money doing this. We can make money putting blame on different people and holding up court costs.
Of course.
Yep.
But with lawyers and all and the insurance companies, like everybody's making money.
Yeah.
Everybody's
And everyone else, and these people are getting fucked.
Yeah.
constantly.
Yeah, someone's got to blame. Someone has to be at fault. You can no longer have an accident. You can no longer make a mistake. There, around the mistake, they'll find some intention that you intended to do that. As far back as it may go, there'll be some sort of intention there because someone's got to blame. Someone's got to pay.
I had a couple that came into the bar. They were bar owners. They were talking to them. A woman came into their bar, already intoxicated. They refused to serve her. She went to go walk to the bathroom and fell and smacked her face, like broke her teeth because she was so drunk.
Yeah,
I guess she broke like the top teeth, and she successfully sued the bar and won.
Yeah,
this woman walked into a bar. They did everything correctly.
Yeah.
Except what?
Well, you know the sisters that go to our other bar, the other bar, the center bar. You remember the older women?
Probably if I saw them.
Real cool, like, but they're bar owners. So they organized a trip to Vegas because they have, high end status. You know what I mean? So they were organized the trip for the bar, for like staff and all that stuff. They closed the bar for a couple of days. They all went to Vegas together just to party, hang out, whatever. And everybody got to bring like one or two people or whatever. And one of the people that they brought fell in Vegas, drunk, blah, 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 successfully sued their bar because she organized the event.
Bro,
the trip. I was like, how? In another state? She goes, in another state.
But this is the problem.
Yes.
At some point,
how did they win?
Do judges look at this and be like, "Yep, there's a case," or anybody in the legal system be like, "Yeah, this has merit in some way."
Yeah, but for organizing a trip, like you have no like, oh, okay, they're my guardians for these 3 days.
You're fucking adult.
That's what I'm saying. But I couldn't believe it. I was like, no. She was like, yeah. She's like, I never planned another one again. Like, I was like, of course not. Why would you? Somebody you didn't even know. You know what I mean? Got like she said it was a substantial amount, and their premiums went up and stuff like that.
That's what I'm saying. Because it's your insurance company that gets paid.
Yeah,
it pays it out.
Yeah, pays it out.
But usually, what ends up happening is they sue the bar, but really what they're doing is suing the insurance company.
Yeah.
And the insurance company does a cost analysis on what it would cost to go to trial or just pay out.
Yeah.
So usually that's what they just pay it out because they're like, all right, well, we're gonna.
And then you end up paying
and then
higher premium.
They just fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like you said, there's no accountability, and it's so weird how far.
It's so weird that we allow it to happen.
It's the government. They call it in the UK, where so you could have a judge that deals with a horrendous case. It's in front of him. Person's been found guilty. The judge will always go not to think about his decision. He'll go out to look at the government guidelines on sentencing that person.
Yeah.
And depending which government's in is how soft and how cuddly the guidelines are. Does this person need to be hugged, or do they need to be sent to prison? So I know that's probably a bit bitter of me sounding that, but still, I have been there where my work has got people to court. She's been found guilty, and yeah, it's always, well, let's consult the government guidelines on this now. So depending on which government's in. And
see, that's another thing. Depending on which government's in, it's crazy. Because we talked about it on a podcast a long time ago, but it was that USA Today article where some dude and some chick never knew each other, hooked up in his car, and she got an STD and sued him and won. Because it was like sued his insurance.
What was it?
His insurance company. I don't know.
I want to know what it was.
I'm sure it was something. But she was able to sue his insurance like a car accident. They took
because
that
it was
route,
in a car.
and because she had sex with him in a car.
This is insane. Man.
I know. And this is not that long ago. This is like 3 years ago.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, how are courts, like judges, and people listening to this and being like, yeah, I hear this.
Well, think about it. Where does your check come from, right? Court fees and fucking court costs. And like you always say everything's a business.
It is. It's all about money. And that's the problem. It's like, where's the oversight on all this?
I don't know, man.
There's none. That's the problem. You have all these, we pay all this money in taxes for what?
It was considered injured in an auto accident type of thing.
I guess it was an accident.
It wasn't an accident. She knew what she was doing.
I'm saying it was an accident. He didn't mean that.
Can I just say that I pay tax too?
See?
It was a collision.
It
wasn't an accident.
How do you feel about the blanket January 6th pardons? Do you think every situation should have been analyzed, right?
Yeah, 100%. I think that everyone, but I don't know. So what's the worst?
Scott says insurrection was a
very strong word.
Very strong word.
Yeah.
He's like, yes.
Yeah.
Very strong word. There was no weapons involved.
Some people had them. They didn't like use them, right?
No one used a weapon.
Who was the guy shooting in the air outside? Mm-hmm. Who was the guy with the fucking gun shooting in the air outside?
What guy with a gun shooting outside?
There was a guy. There was a dude. See, that's what I'm saying. So we don't even know if
Is that true?
did that guy exist.
Mm-hmm. Is that true?
They said he didn't use his weapon. He shot it in the air in the beginning, like when first everybody started their like rush in, but he never like threatened anybody with it or tried to use it. I'm not saying he's the one that should be analyzed, but he did have a fucking gun.
I never even heard anything about this
official property.
To me, but
you know, like there's a guy on video tasing a fucking officer.
Okay, so that guy should be that should be dealt with.
He got a pardon, can't be rescinded.
Agreed.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so he tased an officer, right?
Yeah. That's an assault.
Do you think that 4 years is long enough for tasing an officer?
Long enough?
Yeah.
I don't know. What's the charge on assaulting a police officer?
It varies on the actual injury put on the officer and stuff like that. As it's an assault, isn't it? If you push an officer away, it's resisting arrest. If you push them away, if you put your hand out, if you prevent them, if you hold your arm out front and they can't reach you, because it's different degrees.
But I guess I
assault,
can get on that. I can get on that.
Tasering someone, tasering an officer, probably with his own taser too. Yeah, I mean that should get you, around like 5, 6, 7 years.
But that's what you said. So you said 4 years is long enough.
I don't know. I don't know.
Like that. I don't know the extent of the violence. But some of those motherfuckers got stomped out. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
this is what I'm saying. Like,
they were hurt.
Each one. But there was a guy in Brooklyn who was held without trial for 3 years.
Oh, the guy that hung himself?
I'm not sure.
He went to Rikers?
I'm not sure.
For 3 years without trial, and then they finally went to trial, got dismissed. He got let out, and he fucking killed himself?
Yeah. I don't know if it's the same guy, but I know that there was a guy in Brooklyn who was held without bail, without trial, without due process.
Yeah.
So that's another part of the whole extreme of everything. You know what I mean? This is this type of shit that's going to happen when when you blanket throw people in jail for the same shit. If you didn't do the same shit, they're going to get blanket released.
Yeah.
By the next administration who's trying to fix all the shit you fucked up, kind of thing. Yeah. In their eyes.
In their eyes. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't agree with a blanket pardon, because every case
should have been looked at. Yeah. Like you said, due process.
Yeah. For the time being, if you wanted to blanket release them on bail, I think that should have been an option before you get due process. I mean,
these guys were like real estate agents and fucking,
they're dorks.
Several people, like
they're idiots,
regular.
I'm sorry.
But they're regular people. These are like mechanics. They've never done anything in their life. And
I get it. All I'm saying is, if you were there in the first place,
you shouldn't have been there in the first place. You should.
If you aren't, like, if you see a bunch of people literally talking about storming the Capitol, and go like, oh, we're gonna go protest on the Capitol, blah, and you start seeing bad, like, kind of dirt going down,
you gotta get out.
You need to be smart.
If you're a good person,
I don't want anything to do with this. I'm going the other way.
Yeah, if you're a good person, you gotta get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, like I was in Philly on Fat Tuesday when they had that riot that one year.
Oh yeah,
and I knew we were on South Street. And things just started turning. Like, you started seeing it turn little by little. There's too many people.
Yeah.
And I was in college at the time. And I remember looking at me and my friends. I looked at my friends. I was like, dude, we got to get out of here, man. And we had taken a limo up and everything.
Yeah.
Crazy story, too. We actually got into a fight inside a limo.
With each other?
Yeah, because one of our friends got arrested. Still to this day, have no idea why she got arrested. Because we all split up. And we were like, yo, we got to get the fuck out of here. So we kind of found everybody, like
most of
everybody, got them in, and we realized that someone's like, yo, she got locked up. I'm like, all right, we'll find out where she is, and we'll go pick her up, because she'll probably get released. I don't think she got charged with anything crazy. It was probably just like, drunk and disorderly.
Yeah.
So it was my buddy's birthday, and he had brought a bunch of his friends from home that we didn't know.
Yeah.
And they were like, nah, fuck that. We're not going to get her. And we're like, yeah, we kind of are going to get her. Like, we're not going to just leave her in Philly in jail.
Yeah.
While the riot's going on. So, Yeah, so like we kind of had words with each other, and next thing you know, a full-on like brawl broke out in the back of this limo. It was an excursion limo.
Oh my god!
And the driver, like, obviously heard it start happening.
Kicked you guys out? Or?
Stopped the car, pulled over, and it rolled out into the street. And like we kind of handled these kids, and they would get. My one buddy did a lot of work on this one, on pretty much 3 people.
Oh god,
a lot of work. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, shit. I was like, what do we do? Because the cops showed up, and they rolled up. I was like, hey man, these dudes were just rolled up on us in our limo.
Yeah, that's why I always say it. I never mix friends, dude. I learned my lesson fucking a long time ago.
They're kind of like, what happened? What happened? I was like, we got into a fight in the back of this limo and it rolled out into the street. And I'm like, we just want to go. And the cops had so much to deal with.
Yeah, they're like, get out of here.
Get in and go. So we just left them laid out in the street.
That's crazy.
I went and got her and went home. I felt so bad for my boy though.
Because he stayed with them?
No, he came with us.
Oh.
We had to go back to South Jersey.
You're still cool if you want to come.
Like, he's still our boy.
Yeah, because I told you the story before. We had like one of the big boxing matches in the 90s. And my roommate brought a couple of his coworkers. And I just had my high school friends because I was at 18, 19 at the time. And my dad and my brother and my sister were there. And I don't know what happened in the background, but his buddy and my buddies got into it, and we like had to fucking separate. Shit was knocked over everywhere. We're a small apartment, and shit was everywhere. It was over, my buddy was a CO, and they don't like to be fucking, contradicted in any way. That's what So they had some disagreement, and never again do I mix friends. If I'm either with all coworkers, I can fit in anywhere. Like I can go into, I'm not gonna fucking.
Well, the people too who can't intermingle. Like at this point in our life,
who to invite.
We know who not to invite. You got a core of groups of like people like, hey, he's probably not gonna like him.
He's not a good. Yeah, these guys are gonna get along.
Yeah, you kind of know that.
But yeah, like I don't like to do that at all. I don't like to mix friends. I'm like, I'd rather do 3 separate parties.
Yeah, it's easier.
It's easier. So no insurrection. What? I know you were very hopeful after the election. I wasn't. I'm not.
Full of hope.
I'm not.
Full of joy.
How do you? Okay, it's controversial. The Heil Hitler with Elon Musk. Okay, one thing. He did it hard. He did it twice. And that's one lady was like, that's one gesture that everybody knows what to do. She was like, I don't care what your mental state is or what kind of autism or where on the spectrum you are. You know not to do that, right?
Yeah.
And he's done it before. Where he's done my heart goes out to you guys type.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it, even Jon Stewart was like, why couldn't you do this? And he was like, it was so funny. Because he was like,
yeah.
But he did it hard and twice, and it was a weird feeling at the time that he did it. It was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like where we lied to.
It was not good.
It was not good.
Definitely not a good move.
I love that they vandalized all the trucks and all the dealerships. They put Elon Musk as a Nazi on all these. I know, but I love it because they have a dude that has a whole TikTok dedicated to the Cybertruck. Do you see him taking it apart?
No.
And how it's put together with like plastic plugs, and then the strip over the windows is glued, like it's actual metal glued to plastic. Like he was like, I'm just taking it apart. Like he's like, I bought this Cybertruck for this YouTube video. Just like
must be nice.
See the quality? I know.
I bought a Cybertruck so I can take it apart.
Spend $100,000 to fucking. But he also like slammed the back door and then couldn't get it open to where they had to rip it open, and that's where he saw that it was like plastic rip apart. But that's another thing. Is like, is that real? Like, is it fucking? Because you can order a fucking fake Range Rover from China apparently, and it comes like it looks like it's almost like the size of a golf
Wayfair.
cart.
I get my Wayfair Range Rover.
That's what I'm saying, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't know what's real, but shit like that. Like, is he a con artist? Like, all this shit that's come out that he didn't really, he wasn't really the founder of Tesla. He won a settlement to call himself the founder against the 2 original founders. Like, is that fucking true? Like, you know what I'm saying, though? Like, there's so much shit out there. And I was like, why now?
Why? Because
he
now
did it, and now he's trending because he's a fucking.
It's happening now because he's in political spotlight. That's the only reason it's happening.
Yeah.
Before this,
But is it true?
He was.
Is that when people decided to dig?
No, it's when people decided to turn on him, and he's not their golden boy anymore. He voted for Obama. He voted for Hillary. He was a lifelong Democrat up until now. Okay, yeah. Which a lot of people were. Yeah. I was too. I don't, and I'll address the Hitler salute thing. 100%, it was a fucking awful, dumb fucking thing to fucking do.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he a Nazi? No, he's not a fucking Nazi. Okay. Was he trolling? Possibly. Did he do it on purpose? Possibly. Just to piss people off? I wouldn't be surprised.
That's a wild thing.
It's a wild thing to do. It is.
People off.
But if you look at his
so much,
if you look at the way he trolls people, like even on X,
it's hardcore. Yeah,
he goes hard.
But he also like I feel.
But he's
like,
not a Nazi, dude. 2 weeks ago he was a Zionist.
Yeah, but
now he's a Nazi.
He bans people on fucking X that talk about him, but he promotes that free speech shit. You know what I mean?
When is he banned?
He banned. Somebody said that they were banned from fucking X.
This is
like
all.
I said, this is. That's what I mean.
This is all hearsay, though.
It's everything.
It's just I was banned.
I feel like
said
everything
bad.
I get is hearsay. Yeah. Because you can't prove either way. I love that my algorithm does both. Like it'll literally contradict itself 2 videos later. Like you know what I mean? And
that's same with mine.
And you wonder what the fuck is.
I follow.
What's true anymore?
I don't follow. I will say I don't follow a lot of like hardcore right wing, like far right shit. Even though I think far left people probably think I do.
Yeah,
they think I'm a far right, like fucking Nazi.
Well, it's the beard.
It is.
It's the beard.
But I do follow a lot of far left shit because I want to hear what they have to say because I want to hear if there's any merit to it.
Well,
if there's any logic to it.
Your girl the other day was interviewed by Jon Stewart.
Yeah, it was good. It was actually a good interview.
What's her name?
AOC.
AOC.
Yeah, she was actually a good interview, and I listened to her.
She said the hypocrisy. You mentioned the hypocrisy of insider trading and how both sides are hypocrites when it.
She said a lot of cool shit.
Yeah.
But then she was like, "Am I going to the inauguration? No, I don't support rapists. Stop."
That's the kind of talk that fucking.
That's what I'm saying. If you want to be taken seriously, stop saying dumb shit.
Or making dumb points. Like not that he is or he isn't. You know, that's between him and the Lord. But you know what I'm saying? Like saying that is divisive.
It's an easy thing to say. It's like calling someone a rapist.
Exactly.
Yes, it's an easy thing to say. Rapist, Nazi, Hitler, all these things. Calling people these things, and this is one of the things actually Rogan talked about. He's like, it becomes a cry wolf situation.
Yes. So you don't know what's real and what's not.
You use this term so much that people stop believing it.
Or it has a different impact. Even by women that fucking falsely accuse. That you diminish people that have actually gone through this fucking horrendous act.
For how many years did they call Trump Hitler? Right? You had Obama, perfect example, Obama reiterating that good people on both sides shit that he didn't say.
Yeah.
Out of context.
Yeah.
And then he's sitting there joking with him at Jimmy Carter's fucking funeral.
Well, it's like the one
like they're buddies.
They asked
I thought he was Hitler. You sit with Hitler at the fucking funeral?
Somebody had asked I hate that I forget names, but it was like a prominent political person. He's a Democrat. I don't think it was Calville. Calville, is that his name? Calville? The Democrat.
Corville. James Corville.
James Corville. I don't know it was him, but it's somebody like that.
The Raging Cajun?
Yeah, because they asked him about the whole Nazi thing, and he was like, he goes, I can't say whether he did it on purpose, didn't do it on purpose, but whatever. All I can say is 2 people never truly meet or never truly know each other, like ever in the world, because there's so much that you know what I mean? So he's like, so what he's hiding inside, you'll never know exactly what his intentions are, what his true feelings are like, about that, whether good or bad. Like maybe he fucking detests Nazis. Like maybe he, you know what I mean? Like you said, maybe he's trolling, but he's like two people never truly meet or some shit like that. It was pretty crazy to think about because, you know, it's like, I don't know. I feel like.
No, I get it.
It's like you can hide whatever you want, especially when you have that kind of fucking money.
The problem is that when it really comes down to it, that whole fucking thing that happened doesn't fucking matter. There's so many more issues that are actually matter Like serious shit. Who gives a fuck if this dude made a gesture?
Yeah, because they're giving him power.
I get it. I get what you're saying.
So it's scary for people. That's all.
I mean,
nobody's more scared than Jewish people, right? I mean, they're the ones that are fucking like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but then you got Matisyahu, who's as Jewish as they come, and Benjamin Netanyahu, both saying they're like, he's not a fucking Nazi, guys. Well, calm the fuck down. He did something very stupid. It was unfortunate. It was very dumb, and we get it. And was he trolling though? Maybe.
I think he was.
I think so too. I truly believe because he's. As much if you want to blame it on autism and this, he's been in front of crowds enough.
Asperger's.
He did it.
Whatever. Eat my Asperger.
He did it because
eat my Asperger's. That's a good T-shirt too.
What can we do about it? What can we do about the fact that he did it? Nothing.
Nothing.
We can't do anything about it. He could point out like, no, this is what a Nazi salute looks like. Here is Hitler doing it. Watch. That's nothing like what I did. Look, my hands go from my heart, and I'm swinging off to the side. And he knows, he's like, but it wound you up, didn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see?
So that's...
I just don't think that's what you should be doing in his spot.
No.
That's personally me. I don't think you should be doing that.
Anything he would have done that day would have been taken out of context anyway, and would have been, look, he's a bigot. Look what he's doing.
Oh, everything would have been taken apart, yeah.
In a weird way, I wonder if he's doing it just to see... how what mainstream media, how they'll keep digging a hole. Because a perfect example, New York Post, right, puts up a clip of Joe Rogan talking from the Lex Fridman interview. Okay. This interview happened before the inauguration. And they were saying how Joe Rogan was defending Elon Musk.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. Nothing's believable, dude. Everything's out of context.
I saw this on the New York Post. Like it was a clip from the New York Post, and I had listened to that interview, and I'm like, that happened before the inauguration. I actually went back to make sure it aired after the inauguration, but the actual conversation, if you actually listen to the podcast, they were talking about how President Biden was still in power for the next couple of days.
Yeah,
earlier in the interview. Yeah. This incident hadn't happened at all.
These things are edited, dude. They're not posted the same day. Look at us. We don't post for a week.
It's just an example of how...
for our 3 listeners.
The mainstream media just keeps digging this hole deeper and deeper and deeper into people just not believing a word they say.
And nobody does the research. Me included. Like, I don't really dig back like that. You know what I mean? So you start to you have so many people that just believe it. You know what I mean? Do you want a beer? You want to give?
I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
How long are we in?
42 minutes.
All right. Take them out of there before they explode. 1 second.
Yeah, it's just...
I'm going to be cleaning up glass.
That was just a dumb fucking thing to do, for real. I really wish it just never... It sucks because of what I really hope... Like, you don't want to be doing that. If he was trolling, you don't want to be fucking doing that shit because you have a job to do.
Okay, be a troll, but guess what? You got to put your big boy pants on sometime. You know what I mean? Like, stop fucking doing this dumb shit to rile people up. Now you're in a position that should be taken seriously. And that's another cry wolf situation. If you keep fucking with people, they're never going to fucking believe you when you actually mean something.
Yeah, when you do something that actually... So if you and Vivek were to go in there and literally make our tax dollars work more efficiently, there's still going to be people who are like, you're still a fucking Nazi.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yeah,
you're a Nazi. I don't care.
But they'll accept the benefits. So
100%. Yeah, 100%. It just sucks, man. I really do hate politics.
I hate it all.
This was my thing about I'm retired now, and
you look retired. Remember that?
I look retired. Yeah, thank you.
You see that video? He's like, I'm retired. He's like, yeah, you look retired. Like, but good.
Well, it's just I really want to say that I really want to say that politics doesn't affect me and I'm staying out of it, but I do. I get pissed when I read stuff.
Yeah, there's always something hits home.
I've got a default setting of think like a cop, so and it's going back to things like the insurrection. We've got to remember that the police officers that were there, some of them agreed with what was going on, but they had a job to do, a paycheck to cash. They couldn't, they were at that rock and a hard place. There you go. That's it. They were stuck thinking, I agree with what they're doing, but I have to stop them coming through this door. because it's my job. It's what they swore to do, and that. So, and to be one of those officers that ended up injured. I know a couple of them. Was it one that died or had a heart attack? Or,
Yeah, he had a heart attack, but he had a heart attack.
No, that was
They can't prove if it was due to the, the craziness, and
yeah,
it was only one guy died,
I think so.
but
yeah.
it was like heart related, so they don't know
Okay.
if it was exacerbated by what happened or it was just gonna happen.
Was that an
Like, it
officer or was
ticking
that
time.
one of the people?
He was an
He
officer.
was an
Okay.
officer, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's that kind of thing. It's that, the people that you're fighting against, you may agree with, but you're stuck because you've got that job to do. And, a lot of police officers, they do their job. They
Yeah.
do it. They do it. They do it because it's morally right.
Well, yeah,
to do it,
that-
yeah. And that's the thing. So, yeah. It's my default setting. Think like a cop.
Yeah.
So,
No, I get it.
yeah.
It's just a bit. The whole fucking thing is just dumb.
Week 1 down.
Yeah.
A lot of shit's getting. What I will say though, man, is a lot of things are happening in 1 week. There's
Yeah.
a lot
Dude,
of things.
he did 37
something like that.
executive orders and fucking.
But he said he was going to do it too. I mean, that's at least there's that.
I just I hate the showboatiness of him all. Like he didn't even do it in the Oval Office. He had like a fucking let me do it in front of everybody. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
And he went to California and bodied that mayor.
He got on her, dude.
Yeah, he did. That was
She wasn't expecting that shit. But you know
What'd
what?
she
That's what you need.
expect?
But that's what you need. Now you have somebody hold you accountable
yeah.
for the bullshit that you've been doing, and that they have known about this, that there's a water shortage and shit. How come they don't have like desalination plants all down that fucking coast?
You don't even need. It doesn't even need to be desalinated.
It all comes from the mountains. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. But I'm just
I'm just saying, as far as you don't. I mean, fire water, like water for hydrants, doesn't need. It can be salt water.
yeah.
You know,
That's true.
there's no
too. I
reason
mean-
why you couldn't use.
I mean,
that
well,
water. They were
it would
coming
do
picking it up with
damage, wouldn't it?
planes and.
Well, yeah, they were doing, but that's like, what can
I'm not an engineer,
realistically,
so I'm just talking shit. But
realistically, that dude, but supposedly, like even in sprinklers of some buildings, not that they caught fire, but they actually tested them and there was no water in there.
the water pressure.
So they're like, if we were on fire, we'd be fucked. So I'm like, what? Where is it? Why does it need to be held? Like, I don't understand. Is it profit like that? Because I bet you fucking Newsom's fucking wineries have plenty of water.
The water in we talked about this before. The water in California apparently has been mismanaged for decades. Yeah,
So-
it's just a corrupt state, just like
So
every other
under
fucking state.
Schwarzenegger and everything.
I guess so. It's
It's
been
just
bad.
shit never happened. This is just the perfect storm of shit that exposed all that.
Yeah, this is the pretty much the perfect storm that everyone was talking about. All these firefighters who
wind
kind of saw it
and-
and just
yeah.
knew they're like, we won't be able to stop it.
The wind,
It's gonna
shortage
happen.
and all that
One day
stuff.
it's gonna happen, and we won't be able to stop it.
Yeah.
And the infrastructure just isn't there to stop it. So why not?
Where's-
Whose fault? Someone's at fault here.
Yeah, but you're taxing the shit out of
That's
these
my-
people.
that's the problem.
Where's the money going?
That's it. You know,
It's going to Doge, Department of Government Efficiency.
you see Bill Burr. He's catching all kinds of shit because he went on, I guess, what's the dickhead? Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh.
He went on his show.
What's the dickhead?
He is a dickhead. Crying about the Ukraine shit. The
all right.
fuck up.
Go ahead.
So he went on Jimmy Kimmel's show and was like mocking people for saying that the whole thing was mismanaged.
He was mocking people for saying it was mismanaged.
Yeah, like he's like, what the fuck do you know about mismanagement?
Were
And
you
he-
surprised by that? Because I know you love him.
I do love him, and I'm like, really? You think that was managed correctly? Do you? I don't know.
There's so much
Kind
proof.
of hard to think that was managed correctly when there's no fucking water.
It's like it's the most obvious. Like
I don't know.
any non-expert
I don't know.
can deduce that if there's no water, there's no fire prevention, like or stoppage. If you can't fucking put it out,
Not to mention the fucking mayor was in like Ghana when this is happening. What the fuck are you doing in Ghana, bro?
Take your vacations as soon as you heard.
It wasn't a
she came.
vacation.
What is she doing over
She
there?
got sent on official LA business to Ghana.
For what?
Who knows?
Nobody knows. So then, but she came back as soon as she heard. But still, like you said, if it was mismanaged for decades, why are we blaming? We're just blaming the administration that's in charge.
Well, she also cut like $17.8 million from the LA
Budget,
Fire Department.
of course.
Budget.
That's where they take it from. Fucking safety. I don't understand. And infrastructure and all that shit. Like,
Where did that money go?
where does it go? You're firing people. You're not fucking. You know what I mean?
How much money? And the argument was, how much money did you guys spend on all this DEI initiative shit?
Like marketing it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
because
that's
even
where-
Bill Maher was talking about it. Which he's a huge.
He hates all that shit.
He hates all that shit because it's. How can you sit there with a straight face and say that somebody needs to be rescued, wants to see themselves represent? Like,
Really do, dude.
It's
if it's not a white man with a beard, I don't want to get rescued. I'm telling you right now.
do you know what I'm saying? And then everybody's like, "Whoa, well, what? Do you
There is
care?
no-
Do you care? Like, if you know what I'm saying? Like, all I care is, can this person get me the fuck out of here?
Exactly.
That's it.
Well, you got yourself in the wrong place if I have to get you out of a fire.
But money's always taken from a safety budget.
Yes,
Money is
that's what I'm saying.
always,
It's taken
always,
from the
always
police.
taken.
It's taken
Yep.
from the fire department. It's taken from infrastructure. It's taken from fucking everything
I can give you an example
to
from
to market things like DEI.
yeah.
To put that shit out there in commercials and fucking social media. That's where they spend the money on.
I've seen it. I've lived it. Working in the police in London, a police officer gets killed, so they issue us really good body armor. Then 5 years passes, and it's time for the next set of body armor, and they've gone cheap.
Yeah.
They've gone cheap because none of you have died as a result of lack of body armor. So now we've gone with this cheap shit stuff.
Yeah.
So here, that fits. That'll do you. Go out with it. We're not buying the expensive stuff anymore.
My roommate that I was telling you about, that we had the boxing fight or whatever, he was a CO. And he was like the first day when you're actually like done the like the trainings and stuff, and this is your first day in jail, right? And he goes, "This is your stab-proof vest," and he would stab it against the wall with a knife like nothing. He was like, "Boom, that's all we're ever gonna tell you about, like, you know, your budgeting and what like." It was. He was like, it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. That he was, and that's all we're gonna say about that. Like, this is your stab-proof vest, and he would stab it against the wall, hang it up there with a fucking little knife.
Yep.
And he was like, "That's how much like your government cares about you." Like,
Fuck you.
They don't
protecting
give a
these
shit.
people. Yeah. And if you know the prison,
It's the illusion.
it's Bayside prison. They did that shit, and that was in the 90s. I don't know about now, but like you said, the budgets are constantly cut, and it's always cut from shit. When disaster strikes, you're like, "Oh shit, maybe we shouldn't have cut this." Like, you shouldn't have cut all of it. At least like prioritize. You know what I mean? Like, do you really need a campaign to diversify these departments?
That's the funniest part about it to me, is that you actually have to market this.
Just hire
Why do you
them.
have to market it?
Just hire them.
What did you have to make that video for?
Exactly. Just hire them.
You had to make the video to piss people off? 'Cause
It's
that's
good.
really
It's
what
good.
you did.
It's good PR. That's
Yeah.
it for the next fucking election.
Who's
Because, like you
watching
said,
that and be like, yeah, fuck yeah, I want that.
people that look like that,
That's fucking weird.
right? I mean, who like? I feel like everybody you talk to doesn't really care about that shit.
That is the most
Why?
unlogical shit.
Why are you putting so much effort and money into like we always say, it's like 0.001% of the population? You know what I mean? Like when we talk about transgender and all that stuff, and it's like it's such a small part. Why is it so in everybody's face? I understand that you have to. That's what I mean. It's for the election. Like, it's for the next election. Like when you sent us that video with Jennifer Lawrence, and when she talks about how the minute they get elected, they have to campaign for money in order to get through to the next election and make enough money to campaign for the next election. So if all you're doing in reality is you know, like trying to get donations or get people to donate money, you know what I mean? Like maybe there's some prominent Ghanaian person in California that's like, I need you to go over here to do this, and I'll donate $1 million to your campaign. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you got to take the money out of politics, and I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. It's just too much
And that's
involved.
and
too
that's
much power.
That's where we're round and round we go, man. We're in the same fucking boat.
It takes something bad to happen.
Yeah.
For someone to say, right, I'm not getting caught with my pants down again, so I'm gonna put this infrastructure in now that you guys are talking about. I'm gonna put that water where they need it, up on the side of that hill. I'm gonna put it up there, and they'll do that. And in 5 years, well, nothing's happened in 5 years. Let's take that down and save the money on it. They forget about the preventative measures that's doing. That's why no one got hurt, because there's preventative measures in there. So, yeah, it's just crazy. I've seen it, I've lived it, and I've gotten angry by it, and I don't get angry anymore by it because I know it happens, and I know it's all money. It's lining the wrong
pockets.
Exactly. It's just lining the
Everybody
wrong pockets
becomes selfish in that point. Maybe it's
I
just
was
human
just a number
nature.
in the police. That's it. I knew I was and I listened to all this crap about we're the policing family, where we're a family, we do everything together. And I'm thinking, I've just seen you stick it to someone who was my friend, who was actually doing his job, and you've come down quite hard on him for.
You should see our work name tags. Sorry. My name is this fucking big, and my employee number is 10 times the size.
Yeah,
it's huge.
I want my
and they're like, "What's your name?" 00. Like, because they can't read the name. It's so small.
Just a number that can be replaced.
Yeah,
so,
that's
100%. Everyone, when people ask me, like, why do you have a number in your name tag? That's my prison number.
Yeah. Yep.
It's my cell block.
Running this shit. OG.
But that was before it was a corporation. That was
OG Bobby Johnson.
OG Bobby.
I got told so many times we're gonna run the police like it's a business. We're gonna run it, and even me, I'm not business minded. I ain't even thinking about that. But I was thinking, well, our product is crime fighting, but what's our return? We don't get one. So why we run it like a business? Because it's not going to work. And it didn't. But they would rather hang someone like me out to dry for a mistake. It's kind of, that's what they do, and that's what and I've seen it here too. They take this has happened. There were police involved. Let's hang and name that officer right there. Yeah. And everyone's attention will be.
They make an example out
Yep.
of you instead of taking their own, like you said, preventative measures.
Yeah. Safety and prevention, they come together, but they take away from it, and it all falls apart.
Jeez. It always falls apart. Mm-hmm. Nobody's figured it out yet.
No.
It's because there's always somebody with their fucking hand out.
But I always say that, like, just right here in Atlantic City, right?
God.
Yeah, but why isn't a better looking city, like, or a stronger police force, like everything that you could do positive for Atlantic City? How can you do that and not line your pockets at the same time? That's what I don't understand. Mm-hmm. Well, do you have to take all the money? Like, do you need all the money?
No, what you need is what you need is public officials who actually want this town to succeed.
That's what I mean, but I don't
in
understand.
It to get their fucking pockets fucking lined.
But
like every mayor we've ever fucking had.
That's what I'm saying. Council. So like you said, it comes to like human, like, is that human nature?
It is.
Because I would feel like I could probably do both.
Power breeds corruption.
I could probably,
you know
what I'm saying? I could probably give you this contract and give you this contract and do this shit and still kind of get my perks. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like I need to cut everything so that I take it all.
That did you read that article about the builder who wanted to, I forget if he wanted to redo the Trump Plaza or the old Hilton.
The Hilton, I think it was the Hilton. I'm pretty sure. I'm not.
He went on record saying he wouldn't pay to play, and that's why he couldn't get the contract.
Yeah.
He went on record saying that, like, pretty much Marty Smalls was like,
exactly. You got to pay me.
You got to pay
to play. But he's always been that way.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't believe they elected this dude.
You can't?
I mean,
I can.
But it's like that. He always threw these elaborate parties for people, but he's always scammed people out of
He's a fucking con man.
Everything. Exactly.
And he plays the race card
in order to he's a con man, and he does these things it's almost like getting these people on his side, because it seems like for the average person, it seems like he's doing something cool for them, whether it's throwing a party or something like that. But for the people that matter, he's doing them dirty. You know what I mean? Like businesses out of money. Like I heard even like something as small as it was like trophies or awards. Like he just had them do it, you know what I mean, and never paid, and just like all right, I'll let that company eat that cost. Yeah, even though it was a little mom and pop shop. Yeah, and it's like just to do like your stupid award ceremonies, like it goes all the way down there. So imagine how high it can go up too. And like you said, he won't pay to play, so now that building just sits empty.
It looks like shit. I drove by it last night. I drove by the old Hilton, or Atlantic Club, whatever the fuck it was when it closed, and then also drove by
Trump Plaza. All that whole stuff is missing. All that shit's missing. It's like a gray building in the middle, because that's the first one you see when you come over that bridge.
Expressway,
Expressway. I mean, like, if Marty Smalls watches this,
he definitely doesn't.
I know, but why wouldn't you just be for the people? Like, they'll still love you. Like. You know what I mean? You'll still have money, and he has all these pending like charges and stuff. And it's like you're seeing this person, and you keep reelecting. He's gonna win again. It's fucking. I don't get it, man. I don't get why you have to. Or like you said, all right, if you're not gonna pay to play, the next guy will. But go ahead, build this shit anyway. You're not making the money anyway. Yeah. What are you going to do? Hold off for fucking 5 years till somebody else shows interest in fucking Atlantic City finally?
Dude, Atlantic City has sucked for so long.
It just doesn't have to, dude. It's a tourist destination. It should be. And I always say that the real fucking criminality is how many millions they collect in taxes that doesn't go back into Atlantic City from these casinos. It all goes to North Jersey.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So it's Governor Phil Murphy takes that tax money and he uses it up there. Probably not that much up there either, because their fucking infrastructure sucks too in North Jersey. Like driving up there's a fucking nightmare. But
shitboxed.
And they keep fucking electing this dude. He keeps getting in. And it's like, these people aren't working for you anymore. Why are you even going to vote?
I know. You heard Trump halted the offshore wind project.
Yeah. Dude, ever since I looked it up, once I saw we watched Landman. Have you seen Landman?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah,
I didn't know that they never cover their own carbon footprint.
So all right,
each windmill.
So there's different. So that he said a lot of stuff that was really true on that.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually listened to this lady broke the whole thing down. It was it was really cool. Pretty much what she said is that some of the things that he was saying were a little bit, it was exaggerated
for a show, yeah.
But she was like, I'm an engineer, I'm in the industry, I'm in renewable energy. What I will say is there is no clear-cut study that isn't leaving out variables on either side of the argument.
Exactly. So we don't have a solution.
No, we don't.
And he stresses that there's nothing else. Yeah. That's why we're gonna dig baby dig and all that shit with drill baby drill, whatever the fuck that asshole said. Anyway. But
don't you call my president an asshole?
He made a great fucking statement in that show. He was like, if these worked the way that they're, what do we always say the word? I forget. You and Kenny always use it. But if this worked like people who believe in climate change and shit think it works, if it worked that way, do you think trillionaire oil people wouldn't have these all over the fucking planet?
Yeah.
That was a good argument.
Dude, it is. It's the only argument. It's like, what else do you need?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's like, you stopped that offshore. Good shit. You know what I mean? Because Brigantine and all them were trying to fucking petition to not have that thing. Yeah. No. So if these things don't really work, like let's say they just don't, like you said, he says they never cover their own carbon footprint, which I looked it up and there's like a lot of truth to that. But like you said, there might be variables, but why go in there and kill that ecosystem where they're fucking all those whales are washing up in Atlantic City and
I love the climate people making excuses for that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's in your fucking face. These things don't work. We don't have a viable option for oil or a replacement for oil. We don't have it yet, right? All of the oil in the, what is it? Because Earth is deep, right? But they say all the reserves that are like tapped into, we only have 47 years of drilling. 47 years, and we have all the oil.
How old am I? Okay, I'll be gone. I'm good.
Yeah, I know you don't care, but that's another fucking thing. These guys don't fucking give a fuck. They're like,
That's what I'm saying.
That's not in my lifetime. I don't give a shit.
Am I gonna be alive? Probably not.
But to kill off ecosystems like that, whales are washing up, fucking animals that washing up constantly now because they were doing that shit. Thank God he stopped it.
I know. I couldn't believe people were defending it.
And I don't like him either. But I'm like, fuck it. He's doing what that's a good fucking call on his part. Especially knowing that, like, nobody wants, like you said, everybody wants to. What do they call virtue signaling? That's the words that they use all the time. But it's true. You want to be on the right side of things, but it's not logical, and you don't have a viable replacement for oil. It's in everything.
Yes.
He said, if we don't drill this, the world stops.
It's 100% true.
And it's 100% true because all the electricity, all this fucking fake, might be good supplemental, but like you said, the wind turbines, if they don't even cover their own carbon footprint, what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
They don't even look nice.
They look like shit.
They don't look nice.
And they wanted to put thousands of them.
They can't. The reason that you can't do that is because it doesn't work. It's not sustainable. Yeah. So until we come up with something.
That was 100% a money grab.
Well, yeah, of course.
Someone was, and the billboards are the best.
Huh?
Do you see the billboards on Route 30?
No.
There's billboards on 30 that coming in. And it's like, support offshore wind, more jobs, less energy, less climate change or some shit like that.
Get the fuck out of here.
Someone put up one right after it that said, "Stop offshore wind, Chinese jobs, Chinese money." Like, I was like, "Oh my god, who did this?"
I don't know, dude. It just makes me like fucking sad. You know what I mean? Like I said,
it wasn't even keeping the protesters happy. The Just Stop Oil protesters that were sitting down in the roads in London. You must say he mentioned them on Landman. He mentioned the. Yeah. I think John Hamm did a rant about.
Yeah, he did a rant at the dinner.
Yeah,
he says it's going to take a lot more than a Just Stop Oil protester sitting in a road stopping a car. But these guys were they were stopping ambulances, police vehicles by sitting down in front of it, and you can see there's countless videos on YouTube of normal everyday motorists trying to go to work, and they're getting out and they're starting to kick these. I nearly said hippies. They're trying to kick these protesters across, and the police are just saying, yeah, they brought it on themselves now. So
you're getting judged by your peers.
Yeah, people are getting tired of it, and
because you're not doing anything. Like we talked about where we were fucking dying because there was a billboard on the expressway that says Hamas released the hostages.
Yeah,
who's that for?
Who's it for?
And then we started making fun. We were like, yeah, like Hamas coming back from the clubs in Atlantic City. Like, oh man,
maybe I should stop this.
Are we war criminals, man? Come on.
It's ridiculous.
It is, dude. Yeah. It's like you're not doing anything, man.
You're not. You're changing
really
anyone's minds.
You're not changing anyone's mind. You're drawing attention.
It's virtue signaling.
You're a story for today. That's what I said. That's why you always.
It is.
They
really
were protected, weren't they? Those protest groups were protected. They're still protected in the UK, so they have freedom of speech. We're all bad.
Yeah.
They can say what they want to us, but. Yeah, I mean, over here now, it just changed in this last week for them. Probably the fact that they can't, it works both ways.
I don't know, man. But I'm glad he stopped that shit.
Yeah,
killing all kinds of fucking dolphins and all kinds of shit, fucking washing up.
Mm-hmm. I think it was a 6-month pause or something like that. So it's
just right now. It's just paused.
Yeah, I think it was a 6-month because they have to prove that this is somehow gonna. I don't know.
How can they prove it works? But nobody goes that. But nobody goes that far either, Scott. Like it's like nobody.
I know.
Nobody.
The people clearly don't want it.
Well, obviously, everybody on the shore was like, "Get this shit out of here!"
Yeah,
like
the people who are going to be affected by it, who are going to be have to see it, have to fucking deal with the wildlife floating up on their shoreline, all that shit. Clearly, don't want it.
Exactly.
And this dude's still just like, "Oh well, it's good for the environment."
And you're lying.
Fucking nerd. Shut up.
You're lying.
You're just lying through your teeth. Through your fucking horse teeth.
Another person worth $600 million is worried about the average Joe. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you're not worried, bro.
Not worried about anybody.
No. At all. It's fucked up. Shit. It really is fucked up. That whole thing is really fucked up. Really what we should be looking into is nuclear. Because that's nuclear, dummy. But
power? You mean nuclear
power is the problem with it And I have my theory of why that we don't.
Why haven't
wanna,
we learned how to catch lightning yet?
I don't know. It is the cleanest form of energy by far.
Nuclear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By far. I have like a theory about it is that they don't want to keep putting nuclear power plants around the country because they can, they're easy targets
Yeah.
for attacks.
You know, another Chernobyl.
Yeah. And it's devastating if it happens.
Of course.
And I get it. So how about we stop fucking with people? We can do that too. And they'll stop hating us. I'm like, yo, we don't care about you guys anymore.
Stop fucking with people.
Seriously, stop fucking with people. They won't want to fucking blow our shit up anymore.
He'll do a couple turns and go right back to sleep. Weird cat.
Or hire really, really fucking crazy security for those facilities, like we have now.
I don't know. I don't get the whole thing. Like, you'd rather leave to Mars than fix the Earth. But it's like you said, like it's all the sanctions that you can put on other countries for nuclear plants and stuff like that. And what happened in Japan when they had that tsunami and it fucked in.
Well, that was another example. That was
explosions, right?
Yeah. But that was another example of it wasn't the infrastructure of it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't designed correctly. They knew that this could be an issue, and they just didn't. It was the same with Chernobyl.
They didn't fix it. Yeah.
No.
They used cheap materials. Chernobyl was a complete disaster because of the way it was built.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed. Like, let's say you were an oil billionaire and you wanted to build a nuclear plant in fucking Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
And what's part of the red tape that stops that? Is it the fear of that
Probably
the explosions?
it's probably some kind of like.
I thought they had to be built by seawater, so if anything does happen, they can flood it.
Oh, so it has
I
to be
thought
like along shores.
Yeah, I think I'm only that's a guess because the ones I knew of it back in the UK
we don't
too,
fact check anything.
they were by the they were all by the ocean,
Okay.
as it were, and I think that's like Fukushima, Japan, by the ocean. They flooded it with sea. As soon as it all started going wrong, they put the seawater into it.
Oh, okay.
So that's just a random kind of guess by me. So
Okay.
yeah.
And that didn't get as bad as Chernobyl. It was kind of contained.
No, it definitely was contained much better than
Much
Chernobyl.
better, yeah.
Chernobyl's a fucking disaster, dude.
Dude,
That was
yeah.
like real bad.
Still, nobody
Dude,
living out there.
You can't go anywhere near it.
You can't go
I mean,
anywhere
you can kind of get in now because the radiation isn't as high, but there's like
But you still get close, and it's like wee, like the fucking.
That's not Chernobyl's not by a body of water either. That's
No,
why
that's
it
probably
was-
why. And
Yeah.
it's in the ground, it's in the plants, it's in everything.
Yeah.
All that shit's.
there's like you ever seen the video? There was some kind of animal ran through that was all fucking deformed and like
No.
someone like videotaped it. It could be fucking fake. Too. It's AI.
Sasquatch.
It's AI.
Bigfoot's in Chernobyl.
Yep.
I don't know. What have you seen positive besides like
As far as what, like politically or
yeah, like politically? What
I mean,
have we?
one thing that's positive is the Eagles are going to the fucking Super Bowl. I'll tell you
Yes,
that much.
sir. All Philly,
Positive.
everything. 55, dude. They scored 55 points.
Dude, but
And then the
they
fucking
gotta play the
Chiefs.
fucking Chiefs. God,
Yeah, but Chiefs
so
get that.
sick of it.
But they get
dude.
that call, dude. They got that call, like that first down call in the. I don't know, was it fourth? Was it like early in the fourth quarter?
I did watch the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, with your mum's friend. Did watch the game, and I don't really know much about football, so
That was a game changing fucking call, dude. Like,
Well, I missed it.
I don't know if he got the first down or not. Like it was like 4th and 1, and Josh Allen tried to jump over, and here's the line, right? And this referee was on this side of the line, and this ref was on this side of the line, and they kind of couldn't agree if it was a first down or not. But it also depended on which referee you were. But they didn't bring out the sticks. They didn't do nothing. They were like, nope, first down, Chiefs, the other way, and they scored on that drive. They were right there. But that changed. I thought that changed the complete like momentum that the Bills had and everything. And I was like, they just fucking lost because of that fucking call. I don't know if that's true. I haven't watched ESPN today or anything like that. But I watched that game and I was like, they fucking screwed them right there.
Taylor Swift must have sent a text.
Do you want it again? If I'm the NFL, aren't people over that shit?
Yeah.
Like
Every-
they don't pan to her every time he catches the ball anymore and all that shit. But I'm like, you really need to see this three-peat. This is what America needs, or this is what the NFL needs, a fucking three-peat from these fucking Chiefs. Like, dude, it's been happening all season, and everybody's fucking noticed. They're like, what the fuck, man?
There's a whole like Instagram and TikTok page dedicated to how fucked up like, the calls are
and all that shit. Yeah, like I'm happy the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. I don't think they stand a chance. That's how I feel.
We'll see.
Unless they fucking come off of that 55. If you can't leave it up to the refs.
Nah.
You have to fucking go in there and fucking dominate. And
I saw something.
I don't know how you can't leave it up to the refs. I don't know what you can do in order to fucking keep them out of it.
I saw a funny.
I feel like it's like UFC. You know how he's like, don't let the ref fucking decide.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't let it go to distance.
Don't let the judges decide. You're fucking. They don't fight. They're not fighters.
Yep. I saw a funny meme on Tuesday. It was Tuesday, like this past Tuesday, and it was like a meme of like a referee throwing a flag, and it was like the Buffalo Bills have preemptively been called for roughing the passer.
Dude, that he flops, dude, and he doesn't need to. He's a fucking phenomenal quarterback, Patrick Mahomes.
No, he definitely flops.
Yeah, it's like it's unnecessary. I'm like, it's damaging your legacy, dude. Like you just seem in like the like. There was Josh Allen got fucking crushed going out of bounds. No call. Got fucking hit hard yesterday. Nothing. This motherfucker last game, they kind of touched. He was already going out of bounds, so they weren't going to touch him. They touched him kind of to stop themselves, like from running into him. They kind of touched him, and he threw the ball up after he was.
Yeah, it was so obvious.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, dude. Like you don't need to do that. But I saw a podcast talk about it too, but he was like. But is it smart football? Yeah, but it's kind of diminishing the game. Like
you want to be the LeBron of fucking the NFL? Is that what you want to be?
Money wise, maybe.
I'm just saying, like it's bullshit. No one respects you.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like you're fucking with your.
You want respect in the game?
You're that good, dude.
Yeah.
We've already established that.
Do you want to win games or do you want to respect in the game? At the end of the day, you're making money.
Because you can do both.
Yeah.
Because he's that good.
That's what I'm saying.
Those fucking little flea flicker passes, shoot. You know what I mean? Every fucking 6 yards, 6 yards, 8 yards, 6 yards. He fucking dismantles teams, man. And it's like, you don't need to do that, man. But yeah, I was like, that call changed the entire game. In my opinion.
I didn't even watch the game. We went to Girasol.
How was it?
It's good.
Good food.
I don't know. It's good. So everyone raves about it. And I remember going like years ago and being like, oh, it was good. But I'm like,
not worth the rave.
Yeah, that's good. Ambiance is cool. But, you know, we stopped at Angeloni's on the way home, Club Madrid.
Oh, okay. How was that?
We stopped there for a cocktail on the way out. I was like, ooh. It's just like, I was like, oh, this is fucking nice in here. This is cool. Like, the lighting's cool. And it felt like it was still Angeloni's. You know what I mean? Because it's still all that old shit.
Yeah.
They have an old, tiny.
They renamed it?
No, it's still Angeloni's Club. It just felt because it's different owners.
Oh, okay. So now it's Club Madrid.
Yeah. Okay. I think it was Club Madrid when it first opened.
Oh, so now it's back to Club Madrid.
I want to say it was like 1933, I think it opened.
Yeah.
Right? But they had this old, like, TV, right? I mean, and like the screen. I'm not even lying. It's probably like.
Did they have a 27-inch Zenith?
No. I've seen it. Believe it.
That's our little Wu-Tang reference. Sorry, Kevin.
That's all right.
It was definitely smaller than 27 inches, let me tell you.
But it had like the dial and shit.
Everything was old, and all it was playing was old, like news clips from like the 70s and 80s in Atlantic City.
Oh, that's cool.
Like all like crime shit, like all the political stuff.
They show all the old cars and shit.
Yeah, like all the old
shows
cool. At like Caesars and like, oh man, it was so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
people get
it was,
fixated on that shit, but little shit like that, man,
great,
memorable.
Great fucking cocktails, like solid cocktails.
Good
Motherfuckers
stuff.
knew what they were fucking doing in there. Food was good. Like we didn't have any food, but like the guy next to me was eating. I was like, oh, food looks good. Me and Sarah are pumped to go back. I was like, this is our new stop in Atlantic City for a cocktail.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
See, we aren't really foodies like that anymore, me and Jess, because, you know, she's vegan. I hung up my vegan shoes a while ago. She did too, though, because she started eating seafood and eggs because she wasn't getting enough protein.
She's like vegetarian.
And now she's, but like pescatarian. Nobody ever wants to say pescatarian.
Episcopalian.
Pescopalian. But she's more pescatarian. Like she'll eat fish and stuff. We had to because when we're going on vacation, dude, it was like impossible to fucking eat vegan, strict
None
vegan.
of these motherfuckers anywhere else don't care.
and as we're getting older, I've noticed like vegan ain't for me, man. Like, you know what I mean? She's fighting it, but she'll be back. I think. She's like, no. She'll be back. Now, because now we went from fish once a week at home because everything we cook here is vegan. But she went from fish once a week to now 4 times a week. She wants fish. And she's got to notice that she's feeling better and more energized and shit like that.
Eat protein, man.
You got to eat protein, yeah.
It's huge.
It's hard to eat protein in vegans because you have to eat so much of something. And I find it hard. I mean, people will fucking argue whatever, but I'm done. I've been doing carnivore. I'm on like 17. Day 17. I've lost, it's terrible. It's dull. It's the worst, but I just want to get over my sugar because, my sugar shit is fucking off. We've gone to dinner a couple times.
Yeah.
I love sugar.
You have tres leches?
Yes, that's my favorite.
Are you doing the steaks and everything?
Steak, eggs, butter, salt.
Yeah.
It's been fucking terrible. It's because you have no,
Throw some chicken thighs in there, maybe?
Well, we bought them like a rotisserie because we always buy them a rotisserie every once in a while, the dogs. And Sam's Club has this like a line of sauces, like barbecue sauce and all that stuff. But they have a buffalo sauce that's like 0 carb. It's called buttery. You got to try it. It's upstairs. 0 carb, whatever. And it was really good with the chicken and shit. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm gonna be eating roasters with them and shit. But that's like the only cheat thing I've had. I don't think it's considered cheat because, like I said, there's no carb. I haven't had anything but water. I've had coffee a couple times, but black, nothing in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, like, I read the book, the Carnivore Diet book. If you want to take it today, you can. He's real strict. Well, you had your
I did
allergy
it.
test,
I had
right?
to. I had to change it to more of a keto
kind
of diet because I had to put some greens.
That's
that's
my
pretty much what I do.
But that's my
That's it,
goal
meat and
eventually. Like
greens.
that's we were talking about it. That's my goal eventually. I want to do 21 days of this strict carnivore to really not want sugar.
Yeah.
Because I still do. I still crave it. You know what I mean? But I could eat cookies as a meal. Like get a whole fucking plate of cookies and then not eat for the rest of the day. I'll be fine.
Yeah, I think
but I
I'm
don't
the
want
same.
that. And I'm not looking at food like that anymore. I'm already noticing that, I want something sweet, but it's not every time. I wanted something sweet with every meal, either it was a sugary drink or, whatever. I've learned to drink water with everything. And it's just hard to eat. I mean,
you like dark
it's
chocolate?
not hard to eat ribeye. Because that's just, dude, it's just where you're allowed to do seafood, right? Because you could do salmon and stuff like that. So now that she wants to incorporate more seafood, 4 of my night dinners are good, right? And at Sam's Club they have a big like 3-pack of ribeye steaks. It's expensive. It's like $50, but that takes care of 3 dinners. So I have 3 nights of ribeye, fucking awesome fucking steak, and then do the fish with Jess. And sometimes I do ribeye and shrimp because you're supposed to get like more cholesterol.
Yeah.
So
You
do
got
that. I put salt in my water. I never thought I'd do that. Like that Celtic salt. I bought that Celtic salt for your electrolytes. That doesn't bother me. It doesn't taste salty. It's like it changes like the viscosity of the water. It's like a little bit thicker. I don't know how to describe it. That's how it feels, but it doesn't taste bad. It doesn't taste salty. It just still tastes like water. It's just like changes the consistency a little bit. But once I do my 21 days, greens, only whole foods.
Yeah.
No refined sugars. Like I said, I'll eat fruit and stuff like that. But unless it's like a real special occasion, like where you got to eat like slither or cake or something, I'll do that. But I'm never going back to fucking
blueberries,
eating like
blackberries,
berries,
berries,
strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, raspberries,
Apples.
That's it.
Yeah.
I do apple with almond butter. Fuck yeah, dude.
It's shit.
It's like my favorite thing.
I hate how stiff almond butter is.
I have no choice.
But I like I know you're allergic to peanuts and shit. But I love almond butter and apples is like the greatest fucking snack ever. I love it. But it's like it's like you got to incorporate the oils every time and shit.
It's such a pain in the ass.
It's a pain in the ass.
I usually what I usually do is I'll take the new jar, I'll open it up, dump it into like all the oil out,
yeah,
into like a separate container. Take a huge scoop out, put it on top of that, and then mix it up that one up, and then put it all together. And now it's all incorporated. Now it's all incorporated. That doesn't separate.
That's good. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I just hate doing it in the jar every time. It's gonna fucking.
I know. I'm always spilling it everywhere.
Yeah, it goes everywhere, and then you can't get it off. It's just fucking like grease. It's like bacon grease.
I was gonna say, do you like dark chocolate or no?
Well, I think now that my palate has probably changed, most likely. You know what I mean? Like not having sugar for at least, well, like I said, 17 days.
Yeah.
Like nothing, no sugar.
So
I think dark chocolate will taste better to me.
I do like the 85% cacao. And it's just there's nothing in it. You know?
Yeah, but it's not every time. It's like when you fiend for something.
Yeah.
Like I said, I find myself fiending for something way less, where I don't need it every meal. Like, I mean, like when you guys leave, I'm about to fucking cook up some, because they have this it's almost like steakums. You know how you used to do steakums, like the flat steak.
Yeah,
it's not processed like that. It's literally just chopped steak.
Okay.
At Sam's Club, and it comes.
Oh, it's like just shaved steak.
Yeah, but it's like cut into like it's way chunkier than that flat.
Okay.
Because you could tell that beef is processed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's not. It's just chopped up steak, and it says 100% above all the shit. So I use that in the morning with eggs because it cooks like that, and it's already divided into blocks.
Oh, nice.
You just take out the block, boom, throw it in there, and you could cook from frozen, which is huge.
Yeah.
And then I put like on the days that I'm gonna eat a ribeye tomorrow, so I'll put a steak in the fridge, because I used the vacuum sealer again, and I just throw that. And I'm telling you, that with just salt and butter is fucking bang.
Gotta get yourself a smoker, bro.
You need the fat though, right? I mean,
No, I'm saying for the ribeyes.
that's what I'm saying. Don't you need the fat, or
What do you mean?
don't you need the fat from the ribeye to like? Wouldn't a smoker?
No, you reverse sear. I do a reverse sear. So I stick it on the smoker for about, I don't know, like 30 minutes at like 225. Let it come up to temperature so it's smoked and gets all that good flavor. And I take it out and I sear it in a pan in like butter and like rosemary.
I was using bacon grease
Yes.
all the time to cook stuff.
Yep.
So I was saving the bacon grease and
Yep.
so
So good.
cooking
My
steak
God.
in it. Yeah.
I cook my Brussels sprouts in bacon grease.
Yep.
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 I love Brussels sprouts.
Yep, I
I
roast them.
hate that Jess hates them. Dude, one of the best ways I've ever had Brussels sprouts was in Amada at the ocean. They have like an appetizer, and we got it with no bacon. Like we just like, all right, because we were, at the time, and it was fucking banging. He
Probably
was
like soy and honey.
It's probably banging with fucking bacon though.
Oh, the best.
But it's like it's like just a little bowl of it, and they have like pine nuts and stuff in there.
Oh yeah, I had them there. They were
It's
good.
really,
Yeah, they were
really
good.
good.
Yeah.
The best. That's one of the best ways I've had Brussels sprouts. And when we used to have our little restaurant downstairs where we work, they used to have them. It was just deep fried, and they put vinegar on it, like that malt vinegar.
Yep.
After they took it out, one of the best ways I've ever had it too. It's really good. Could never replicate it, but it was awesome.
Yeah, I used to do it every now and then. I would do it with. I mean, I won't do it now, but like you do like soy, honey, and and bacon grease.
Yeah.
Fuck off, bro,
It's just banging.
dude. And the bacon in it. You know what I mean? So a
Yeah,
little
of
bacon grease
course.
and the bacon in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. So
The balsamic vinegar. I like that. They're like a. Was it malt vinegar or balsamic?
I think it was malt vinegar
Okay.
that they put on the shit you put on French fries.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was that, but
Yeah.
it was banging either way. It was really, really good. But I'm starting to after the book, I'm starting to research what really constitutes carnivore. Like some people say honey, but that has to spike your insulin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure. I know that stevia, as long as it's pure stevia extract, you can kind of use. But like I said, I don't want to. I don't want to get into it. Exactly. I don't want to get into it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just want to, like you can have heavy whipping cream in your coffee. That's okay. You know what I mean? Because it's 0 carb. It's fucking,
Hell yeah.
and it's good.
And if you whip that up and put it on top, dude, whipped cream, like there's a real whipped cream, even if it doesn't have sugar in it, is kind of good. Like it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You know?
subtle. It's sweet. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it. Like I said, the more you don't have sugar, the sweeter things are. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I actually had last night was like my cheat meals when I had pizza at Amada.
Oh shit.
Couldn't take a shit today.
Clogged up.
Yep.
Yep.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, dude, what the fuck? I went
up.
I was right before I was trying to come down here. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh, the pizza, you motherfucker.
Cheese.
You know?
If you introduce cheese,
Yeah.
And that's another.
No, cheese is
carnivore.
fine. Cheese is fine.
What do you
for
think?
when
It's the bread?
What? 100%
bread.
is bread.
Yeah.
I haven't had bread in almost a month.
Jesus.
Any gluten at all. You know? And I was like, oh
Like Step
my
Brothers, I haven't had a carb in 12 years.
ladder these things up.
I live with these every day.
Like Look the way you're eyeing me. You look like you want to punch me in the face. You do, don't you?
Oh my god, that shit was hilarious. Fucking stupid ass.
What did he say? He lathers him up with like keyholes or something. Like, what did he say?
I don't know.
I don't even know what that is. I don't even know. I remember him saying to me, like, "What the fuck are those? What do you mean you lather him up with what?"
What does that mean?
That movie was so special.
I don't know, man. Well, I'm excited. I know you guys. Kenny's not here. He's got like back problems and stuff, but he's excited with peptides.
I was actually talking to my chiropractor before I left about that.
Is that not legal? It was a BP 157.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them, but BP that's like the real popular one. A lot of people are using now.
So what? Okay, I saw the benefits of it and stuff like that, but when did that come up? Like when?
It's been peptides have been around for a while.
Yeah, but it's not illegal.
I don't think so.
It's not illegal.
So I
in the
remember.
United States.
You ever watch Dallas Buyers Club?
No, but I know what you're talking
McConaughey.
about. Yeah,
a big part of that regiment that he was importing from Mexico was peptides because of the inflammation effects.
Yeah,
you know, and these guys were dealing with HIV and all that shit. So they've been around for a long time.
But they're not illegal. They're just cheaper from Mexico. Probably.
I don't know.
Like I said, I'm not well versed, but I don't know.
I just know they've been around for a while.
I just want to know the legalities of it. Like, is it considered a steroid or
no?
No,
It's not.
So
it's not an anabolic steroid at all. It's not like testosterone.
It's a controlled substance.
Probably is regulated by the FDA. It probably does need to be prescribed from some kind of doctor. But I know a lot of like these like boutique type of
clinics
are happening.
Yeah,
and really what they're doing is they're employing what are they called? Nurse practitioners.
Okay,
because they can write scripts.
Yeah,
a lot of these nurse practitioners are much more
open to these things.
Yes. They're not
incentivized by fucking pharma.
They're not classically medically trained like doctors are, like DOs are. You know what I mean? Or DMs or whatever.
Dealers.
Let's be real.
That's what they are, man.
Dude, so my blood pressure has always been an issue for me ever since I was in my 20s. Back when the fake heart attack thing happened, they put me on a dose of losartan and hydrochlorothiazide. All right, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking be on blood pressure medication, but it was high. They're like, listen, you need this under control.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
So you did it.
So I started doing it, but it wasn't doing shit because I ate like shit. Like I was still working out like a fucking asshole. You know what I mean? Like crazy, but I wasn't eating correctly because I was like, I want it. The reason why I work out is so I can eat like a dick.
Yeah.
You know, because it fucking tastes so good. You know. Wasn't working out for me, dude. It wasn't doing shit. So I went to my doctor 4 weeks ago, right before I started this diet, and he took my blood pressure and was like, dude, your blood pressure is still pretty high. I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, we need to do your blood work so we can change your medication. Not once did he ask me what my diet was. How much do you drink? Do you smoke? Oh, yeah, he asked me if I smoke. How much do you drink? What are you eating throughout the day?
Yeah.
And so I did the blood test, and I told him, I was like, hey, man, I'm going to try to get this under control myself, you know? I'm like, I really want to like change my diet. And so he's like, all right, we can try.
Would you get? You got like a fucking sleeve for yourself?
When I got one, the first day I did it, it was 140 over 90. All right. Yeah. 3 weeks later today, 124 over 72. 121 over 72.
Good.
Why would I do anything else?
Diet. Yeah. Why would
it's
you
diet.
fucking crush your shit with medication?
Beets and green tea, motherfuckers.
Beets.
That's it.
Did you make the salad yet? The lime salt salad.
I didn't do it yet. No.
Remember, it doesn't get any sugar. You can put sugar if you want to, but you put a little bit of salt and squeeze a couple limes in there.
Yeah.
It extracts all the sugars out of those beets. Tasted like melon, right?
Oh, you're talking?
They
were good.
If you don't like the dirt taste of beets,
I don't mind it. I actually enjoy the taste of beets. I don't like cheese on it.
Yeah.
Oh, so he doesn't enjoy it.
them.
He masks it with goat cheese.
Goat cheese, fucking great.
See the type of shit he does.
Yeah, but it's keto.
I like the salt and lime though. That shit's so good.
Yeah, it's good.
It tastes like melon. Like I don't know. It's such a good flavor. But where we at? We good?
Yeah, 1 hour and a half.
All right. So we call it. We have been the Pouring Raid Podcast. I'm Bert.
Balls.
And we've had
Kevin.
And hopefully Kevin will come back every once in a while when we're missing Kenny.
Yeah.
Brokeback Kenny.
I got actually lined up like 3 people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we
got some guests.
Yeah,
all right, cool. So would you come back? You'd come back.
Yeah, I'd come back.
He's like,
yeah,
even though you didn't have a beer.
So, yeah, that's fine.
But it's just
I'll make keto-friendly margaritas next time.
There you go. We'll do that. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Later.
Instate on decision. Mr. Function, come off it, teach them all a lesson. Me say, when we fire drum and bass, how we mash up the place, how we turn